for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Easy Mutt. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good, guys? Venom Fire here, back to the video, and today I'm bringing you guys another run defense. You guys have been requesting a run defense under all my videos, so I'm here going to bring you guys another one of them. You see I am in next gen. I will reiterate that this does work in current gen. I'm just running next gen right now. I've been labbing some other stuff, and I came across this defense again. I actually went and tested it out in current gen, and it was working. Again, if one of the things don't work, you can go test this out in practice mode yourself, maybe change a couple of things, but overall the concept does still succeed. Although the gap shoot, things like that might be a little bit different. You guys will see though. So I am in next gen. Again, it does still work. So we're going to be the New York Giants defensive playbook. New York Giants. I might drop a full ebook on this. It's a really good defense. You got big nickel, 3-3-5 wide, 3-3-5 odd, and then big dime, 1-4-6. So you got a ton of great formations. We're going to be in 3-3-5 wide today. Really, all I recommend for the defense is that you do just get a nice user here at the middle. Now, you can obviously sub in a safety here. In the case using Seattle, Bobby Wagner's, a beast in that middle of the field, so I do not really need anybody besides him, but typically the more speed the better, and you do want some high tackling and hit power, because again, you will be able to shoot the gap, you will be able to hit stick them in the backfield. If you don't have good hit power, they will just bounce off your hit stick, which happens a ton this year. So anyways, the play we're running is going to be cover 4 show 2. I really like cover 4s this year, cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, especially in next gen. They're really good defenses, and they're also pretty good stock against the run. The way that they play the run in the run fits is very nice. So we're going to run cover 4 show 2. I keep wanting to call it cover 4 drop show 2, but just cover 4 show 2. I'm going to be going over this in stretch and dive, so I'll show it against 2 halfback dives and then 1 stretch. Starting out, let's just go to an I form. This is almost like a goal line halfback dive. I form close flex. We'll just go with the halfback ISO. All right, so now that we're on the field, you see I did have my auto flip on. I got my corner on that side with the 2 wide receivers. That's what you want. Now with the setup, what you're going to do, you're going to press your defensive backs. You're going to shift your D-line to the opposite side. So I'm going to shift my D-line to the right. Then I'm actually going to crash or slant my defensive line to the left. So slant your D-line to the strong side. Obviously, if it's flipped, I would do everything opposite. But in this case, you shift to the right, you slant your D-line to the left. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pinch your linebackers, blitz all linebackers, and contain. So that's a lot of steps, I know. We'll be showing it a couple of times, but this is just the base setup. So again, I pressed, I shift my D-line right, I slanted left, I blitz all linebackers, I contained, and then I pinched linebackers. About 5 steps. They're all with the defensive line and linebackers besides that original press, so relatively simple in my opinion. If you know what you're doing, you can definitely get these adjustments off really quickly. Now, as far as the pass defense behind it, I will be giving you guys a couple of things you can do just to make this, stock defense better. But as it sits right now, you just got 4 deep quarters. Then you got that quarter flat on the left-hand side. But yeah, let's talk about with our users. So we're going to shoot through the gap right here in between the left guard and the center. And you see it's just going to open up really well because of the shifts and the crashing and how we slant our D-line, all that jazz. But with your user, you're going to kind of stand over to the left side. You can also almost stand in the middle. I like to go from the left a little bit, just to catch them off guard, but they're just going to snap the ball. And right there, we are able to make the tackle. Now, sometimes that fullback does pick you up. You'll see when we run the normal halfback dive without a fullback, it's obviously going to be a little bit better, but I have noticed I've been able to sometimes get a hit stick on clean without the fullback doing anything. And you'll probably see that throughout the various attempts that I do run this. But again, the setup, you're going to press, shift D-line right, slant D-line left, pinch your linebackers, blitz all linebackers, and contain. I am planning on leaving that down below in the comment sections. I'll pin it, so you can go check that out if you are a little bit confused, also in the order. So again, with your user, stand over to the left side. You can put your user, leave him on a blitz, or I actually kind of like to put him on a spy here. Again, doesn't really make a difference, but here, right there, you notice that's the animation you want where the fullback's going to pick someone up on the right-hand side and really just going to open you up to hit stick. This is why you want high hit power, so even though Wagner is a little bit slow, that hit power is going to come up clutch. You notice that the fullback, because we get this nice block shed on the right side with our contain, he is going to just open it up. And the spies, or these safeties, even though they are playing the run fits, they do play kind of a weird assignment. You see they're going to kind of creep up, and then they actually end up getting blocked. But they're still, occupying a wide receiver or a tight end or one of the players. And ultimately, that is the thing that makes the play and really does open our user. You see no one even close. Look at the big just gap we get to go through right there. The D-tack on the D-ends doing wonders. And really, I could just come from completely outside and would be able to shoot that gap. So really, really good. Show it a couple more times against I-form, then we'll hop into single back, deuce close, and single back wing tight with our dive and stretch. Again, press, that's going to be Y down on the left stick, or triangle if you're on PlayStation. Then you're going to go D-pad to the left and push that right stick, or that left stick to the right to shift your D-line to the right. Then you are going to slant to the left, D-pad to the left, and the right stick to the left. And then you're going to blitz linebackers, D-pad to the right, right stick down, pinch linebackers, D-pad to the right, left stick down, and contain. So again, you kind of have a lot of adjustments just using that D-pad, which means you can get them off pretty quickly. You don't have to tap, double tap wide, do things like that. But again, one more time, I'm just going to shoot this halfback dive run coming from this right, or this left-hand side. So we're going to shoot the gap, and then sometimes with your user, he gets that kind of weird animation if he's on a blitz, which is why I typically advise to keep him on that spy, because you kind of don't have control for him with a little bit of the play if you keep him on that blitz. So that's just an extra step. But you see I can set it up in like less than 2 seconds. Really simple. Now let's talk about some of the backside adjustments. Now you notice just in the base play, we got both safeties playing the run fits. Obviously, if you adjust the safeties out of the inside quarters, they're going to play differently, but just a little base quick setup I like to go to is going to be L1 on a inside third, and then we're just going to put A or X on PS4 in a curl flat. So it's just going to look like this. This is just a base setup. Basically a stock cover 3. You got your user in the middle of the field. It doesn't really get more basic than that. Moving on, you could do a couple of extra adjustments. Maybe I throw, my A linebacker on a vert hook. Maybe I throw B on a deep half. But overall, this is pretty good defense just for, running it stock. Still going to be good against the run. The safeties are not going to play as well. But you see we're still able to shoot the run gap even with, all of those adjustments we did. We took the linebacker out of the contain. We were still able to shoot the run. We also took the safeties out of their quarters, and we were still able to get the same animation. Didn't look as clean, but it still got the job done. So with that being said, let's hop into some other formations. I'm going to go to another halfback dive really quickly just to show you guys, what it looks like against just a base single back wing tight with no fullback. So here, hop into the dive. Again, I'm going to be running the exact same adjustments that I was running. You see, again, I can set it up really quickly because I've been running this run to you for a while. Boom, right there. Able to light him up in the backfield and make a play. With the style of run defense and ability that Wagner has that actually does help out is out my way. You can actually just completely dominate fullback. So if you end up getting blocked by a fullback, you can just hit stick the fullback, he'll fall down, and then you can hit stick the running back. It really is an ability I'm thinking about adding to Ultimate Team just because of how nice it has been in testing out this defense. But again, you saw able to absolutely light up that running back. Now, the only concern against single back that I've noticed in labbing this is sometimes this center, Alex Mack, he is going to pick you up. That's really the only thing that's happened to me in labbing this. You see how he's going to initially go with the double team over the defensive tackle. Sometimes he will split off and get your linebacker, but you saw again, right there was really no issue, and majority of the time it shouldn't be an issue. Again, on current gen, even though the game is play a little bit different, the same run defense concepts do work. So 3-3-5 is still really good, but you see just every single time able to shoot that gap, no one's going to block me. And it's really going to be good for getting your opponent out of the run game if you're playing someone who wants to continue to pound the rock. Again, with this little pass defense setup style, you could do A in a curl flat, A in your A linebacker and like a vert hook or whatever. You could also throw him in a bluff blitz, and then maybe I put A in a vert or a hook curl. That would basically just give him his quarter assignment that he pretty much already had, I believe. But yeah, so just setting it up. That's the animation. I'm not sure if I even ran the blitz the same way, but that's the animation that sometimes was hurting me in labbing this. I'll set it up one more time quickly. And also that could be contributed to the fact that, I took some players out of their assignments. That can happen. Again, it's not necessarily guaranteed to work 100% of the time, as nothing is in Madden. So there again, you saw him split. But you saw the first 4 times I ran it, no problems, and we were able to light him up in the backfield. And even though, we did get picked up by the center, we have our safeties playing the run, their press. We have other linebackers to help out. So that's going to be it for halfback dive. Let's hop into a halfback stretch really quickly. Now, with the halfback stretch, it's not necessarily going to be as clear of a gap shoot, I feel comfortable saying, but it is going to be just a bunch of people swarming to the football. So again, I'm going to shift to the right, and really when they're running stretch, it's important that you shift your D-line to the side that they're running stretch. So again, in this case, we're running to the right. If they were on the left hash, I would assume that they're running to the right side. Most people like to run to the wide side of the field. So shift to the right, slant to the left, pinch those linebackers, blitz all linebackers contain, and then press. Again, there's not really any gap shoot method, so just put your user on a QB spy, and then just kind of swarm over to the ball. But you see, my user was able to get there, Jamal Adams was able to get there, Quandre Diggs is coming from the weak side of the field, and then we just got all those linebackers, that slot cornerback doing their jobs. Overall, really, really strong, just base defense. It's going to be difficult to pop a 10-yard run on this defense. Outside corner putting in work, Jamal Adams coming down from his box spot and making a play on the ball. And our user, as long as we're playing it conservative enough, we're not taking a chance, we should be able to fill that gap simply. Again, with these safeties, even though they're not in QB spies because we don't want to play super aggressive, we leave them in their inside quarters. Again, what I was talking about, they kind of start off with just like a little strut, a little walk. But you notice that Quandre Diggs is not going to get picked up by Julio Jones. He pretty much does nothing on the play. And Jamal Adams, even though he does kind of hesitate for the first part of the play, he's still going to be able to make a tackle on the second level. And he actually could make a play, almost behind the line of scrimmage, depending on how the blocks develop. Now, although deuce close is definitely not the best defense or the best stretch offense, the same concept works. Even though you see, just look at the slot corner, he's just going to run completely over him. But let's pretend he gets blocked by the tight end. We got our user coming completely from the right, and we're going to make a play on that. If he cuts it back inside, Jamal Adams is in really good position. So overall, just a really nice base defense. That's the thing I mentioned with those, swarm to the ball, those kind of pursuit angles that I've noticed. So I can set this up really, really quickly. I recommend going in practice mode, trying this out yourself. Todd Gurley just ended that man's career. Although there are, a lot of break tackle animations, the best way to bring people down overall is going to be with, getting 2 people on them so that it pushes their momentum forward. They're not going to get reach forward animations. There you see me able to run all the way around. And again, I'm using a linebacker, so imagine if you have Taylor Mays there, you're going to get even more speed at that spot. But really just taking away the outside. If they cut it back in, we got a lot of players there. And with your user, you don't want to sprint, if I were to sprint through the middle, he gets to the outside, that's a big play. So be careful with your user. That's pretty much going to do for the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and peace. I'm out of here.